All right, we're going.
All
just
right.
a heads up.
No problem. Okay.
I didn't give you a warning or anything. We're just live.
Hey, I'll go with that.
That's how I do my podcast, though. Like,
Excellent.
I just go into it. Generally, like, if we have a conversation going, great. If we don't, it is what it is.
Well, that would be for a really boring podcast if we don't have a conversation. I would hate to try to be on the other side of listening to this. I'd be like, no conversation.
That
It was
would
profound.
be
It was 20 minutes of silence.
There has been times like that. That's when I get too drunk.
Yes. Oh, yeah, no. By all means, that's you do you. You do you.
I'm only having a few drinks. I'm not trying to get too wild. My idol, as funny as it sounds, my idol is Joe Rogan.
Uh-huh.
I need to live more by what he says.
Okay.
Like diet-wise. Like the carnivore diet. I want to be more healthier because I have kids now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be around longer.
That makes sense.
So I understand you probably don't fully agree with Joe Rogan's political things. Neither do I. You know, we probably... I don't want to dive straight into the whole political thing, but...
Why waste time?
Right. Well,
niceties.
Well, no. Hi, Cristela.
Hi, Daniel.
I'm Daniel.
Hi.
And it is Cristela, right?
Cristela.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
No worries.
Pronounce your last name.
Carrizales.
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 Carrizales. Okay.
Yeah. So so Cristela Carrizales. And so
so before we even get into this whole debate, not necessarily even a debate, I want to make sure after we're done with this, you're not going to shoot me.
I don't own a gun. So the last thing I'll do is maybe shoot you daggers in my eyes.
And I would like to ask you as well, can we both agree that violence is not the answer?
Oh, absolutely. Violence
after what has happened recently.
On both sides.
Even if you didn't agree with the young man that has lost his life.
Oh, no one should lose their life over what they've said. That's a ridiculous thing. And
I didn't agree fully with him. I mean, I did agree a lot with him, I'll admit. And you probably know that just with our group messages and everything. But it's really, this is the first time I actually cried for a person I truly didn't even know or meet.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I know people that cried over Kobe Bryant and stuff like that. The reason I have poured out tears for this young gentleman is he's about a year, 2 years older than me, myself. He inspired me, along with Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn, Bert Kreischer, to start this as well. He's the side, like for this podcast, he's the side where I'm curious on politics, period. I don't want to disrupt people and upset people. I'll tease you. You've seen that.
As long as you can take teasing back, that's fine.
Right, yeah. It's just, my fiance last night told me I need to find my own voice. I need to choose a path. I mean, I'm not necessarily a political podcaster. I am a political comedian. I'll joke about both sides. I'll openly admit that. But I'm not necessarily a political podcast. I have had politicians on, but it's to learn. The podcast is based to learn. I want people to learn along with me. Okay. That's why, like, if I have someone that is a big figure on that upsets other people, that's fine, but I'm just asking questions. Sure, maybe I endorse them for political figures or political office, but at the same time, it doesn't mean come after me. It's just my opinion. Have your own opinion, you know? Absolutely. And I'm not going to come after you for your own your opinion. I think we all should have an open communication.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. You know? I agree. We should be able to disagree with one another and it not be a...
That relieves me because, like, I've been seeing so many comments online.
Sure.
That are hateful. It's like no one... It's just...
The thing about... So the thing about anger...
I don't mean to start it like this. Like,
no, it's fine. I mean,
I want to get to know you as well, but
there's no better way to get to know me than asking questions like this.
Well, especially with the climate.
Right. Well, the issue I think a lot of times is that people studies are showing right now
Yeah.
that while we are technologically more connected than we've ever been in life,
Yeah.
we are more isolated and alone than we have ever been in life,
Absolutely.
right? So
Everything is internet.
everything's internet. All communications are
It's not in person. And
right.
in person, like Charlie was the in person.
Right.
Type of
He was
person.
showing up. He was showing up and talking
Right.
to people
Instead of behind a keyboard, which is what I do, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I am less that way, right? So every time I'm not. I mean, I've been in a movie. I've been in a couple of things like that.
We'll get to that.
No
I want to
worries.
ask you about that. That's
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah, my 47 seconds of fame. Absolutely, I will regale you with the tale. But
The way you said that, I'm sorry.
It is. No, it's so true. It is highly. It's such an epic.
Was it like King of Tulsa King or something?
It
like
was
that?
not. Thankfully, Tulsa King. It
Do
was
you know
a much
Kayvon?
sweeter experience. Do I know who?
Kayvon Tagazeta.
I do know.
Familiar of him, at
I mean,
least?
he and I've met.
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
He was in Tulsa King.
Was
and he? Was,
he?
yeah, apparently as a background person.
Oh, I feel bad
and
for
he
him.
was, and
That's
he
awful.
was in
How
Twisters.
sad. Was he?
Yeah, he was the last. So at
He's
the
like
last scene,
brown guy to get blown away. Is that what happened?
Jesus
I know.
Christ.
Well, it's Oklahoma. I mean,
No, he if in the last scene, go into the credits when they're zooming out, you can see him in the crowd or in the right before the credits.
What? You can see a dude
Clear.
in a movie? That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, good for him. No, there is, there is something to be said about checking that box. But all right, let me go back to my original
sorry.
point.
No, I got off subject.
It's okay. I can see
This is what the podcast
I
is.
hope
though.
you have good editing skills.
No, I don't.
Oh, that's great. Sorry.
There is
folks.
no editing.
There is no editing. Blame him. Okay, no, I'm
They
teasing.
do blame me.
Well, so the thing is, we're so disconnected. We're so away from each other.
Yeah.
We're so separate from one another that it becomes easier and easier and easier to be mean because I don't have to be in your energy. I don't have to be in your presence.
Right.
I can work remote. I can study remote. I can text you. I can never pick up the phone. I can do all those things and I can communicate with you without actually ever having to be in your energy.
Right.
And the second that we are in people's energies, everything else comes with it, right? Tone, intention. It's harder. Brene Brown says in one of her books, I don't know, I've read a lot of them, so I get them mixed up. It's hard to hate up close. You got to lean in. And so
You
that's what we're
speaking
doing.
on that, so I've never hated you. I've always kind of just from our interaction, I've kind of joked about, not even with people, just in my mind, I've joked about you, whatever. Just harmless jokes, nothing. No, don't, Just, it's
Opening lines or creepers say. I mean, that's kind of what that sounded like.
Yeah,
Not going to lie. Just,
thanks for pointing that out.
That's not a problem. Keep going.
But,
see how far can this creep out go.
when we met in Aaron's office, in the office over here, the energy to me was clean. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Through that's the thing. Through Facebook message or through text message, you can get a whole different vibe because in my mind, I was like, this might be interesting with her, and that's why initially, that's why I did invite you because we're two separate, we're on the different spectrums.
We are.
But at the same time, I'll walk away from this and I'll start we're only not even 10 minutes in. So people are still
we've
listening.
Covered 7 subjects already.
Right. So people are still listening. They listened to about 11 minutes. So people are listening. I want to say this is that even when I walk away from this, I have no hate towards you. I don't want to climb a building and wait for you to speak your mind and assassinate you. I think it's crazy the world we are living in today. I don't think it's acceptable at all.
No.
And I hope you feel the same. I may say some radical shit that you don't disagree, that you 100% disagree with.
We can curse?
Fuck yes.
Oh, excellent. Okay, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm good then.
Oh yeah, this is a fucking balls
excellent.
to the walls. I don't give a shit.
Excellent.
My kids will eventually watch this.
That's good. That's good.
I have a 4-month daughter.
Oh,
Yep.
that's so sweet.
And I have I want to say about 1.5, 19-month-old child or son.
Son.
child. Of course, I
Yeah,
have two.
I mean,
the
that's
son.
a given.
And
yeah, son.
they're amazing.
Salt and pepper, separate.
They're
salt and pepper
amazing.
shaker set.
They're amazing. I do have to admit, the daughter and I do not get along. Just because I think she's so young, so she's still attached to the boob and everything. So when I hold her, she's looking for my nipple. I'm like, stay away from there, But that's literally what I've learned, even with my son when he was her age. That's what their senses are. They are. So if you're holding them like this, they're always leaning towards a side, because they know there's a nipple if they lean to a side.
Yeah.
Now I have chest hair,
Yeah.
so it's not gonna be as nice as their mama. But
Fortunately, they don't have any teeth for it to get like stuck in.
Hey, but what their mom has said, it's not pleasant.
No, it's not.
And
I know. I have never had a child.
Really, I was gonna say, are you a mother?
No,
yourself?
I am not a mother.
May I ask why, or is that too sensitive?
Yeah, no, I have I'm actually doing a show at the Theater Crude Fringe Festival here in Oklahoma City. My show is called Begin Again Badge. Begin Again Badge, it's a one-woman show. It's based on my story, which is a journey of infertility and alcoholism and divorce.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. And dating apps. But it's actually going to be funny because I'm a funny, I'd like to think I'm a funny person. But
I can already tell you're a funny person.
Thank you. But that's the thing about it is that so many women suffer from infertility by themselves. They feel like it's an incredibly lonely affliction. And so because people don't talk about it openly, because it's such a shame-filled subject, I have made the personal choice to stand on a soapbox and talk about infertility openly and honestly, and as painful as it actually is. So no, I don't have a problem. But I would say that I would, just FYI, I mean, not everybody will be as open as I am about it.
I love that because my mom, she didn't necessarily have infertility. I don't want to put her on the spot, but my father and her, when they were married, their DNA was so close for some reason. Like, just, I don't know.
Because you're white people.
Okay.
No, I'm teasing. That was a joke. I think Joe Rogan would have made that joke.
I'm adopted, so it doesn't matter about those people.
Okay.
But you may be right. But, their DNA was so close that when she would get pregnant, the DNA would reject the specimen.
Right.
I don't want to get
That's a fertility issue.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do have to ask you, before I ask you this question, they then were open to adoption.
Yeah.
And they looked into U.S. Adoptions first.
Okay.
And they did see during the time in the 90s, I may be wrong. I don't have a producer. I will have a producer eventually. His name's Mason. He has agreed to produce for me and sit along as long as I pay him in beer. Shout out to Mason.
That's a really good way to pay a producer.
Oh, yeah.
I would pay a producer that, and I'm a recovering alcoholic.
Right?
So, yeah.
You're recovering? We'll cover that. We'll cover that.
So much to cover. Okay.
So I was adopted. My parents, they looked into the U.S. first and kind of discovered that the children in the U.S. had more problems than they were willing to take on. I'm not, shaming them on that. No. It's their preference. So they went outside of the United States. First place was obviously China. Obviously.
That was very popular at that time.
But the only children they had were girls. My dad, that I know is my dad today, he was strong on a boy. So they went to the Eastern European bloc, or old Eastern European, old Soviet countries, Belarus, Romania, which is where I'm from. Okay. I'm from Romania.
Okay.
And they found me.
Okay.
The only reason they found me and chose me was my mother's father used to own a ranch, not necessarily a ranch. He owned 80 acres, and he ran Hereford cattle, the red and white cattle. And in my photo for the adoption agency, I was holding a stuffed Hereford cow in my picture.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And my mom, I don't know if you're religious or anything, but my mom said that was a sign from God that this is our child.
Nice, yeah. I don't look for signs. I
don't necessarily either, but and I haven't been religious for a long time. But 2025, And maybe
that'll
even,
cause you to cry out to Jesus. This year will cause you to cry out to
you
Jesus.
may not agree with me on this, but when I saw that assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, that really opened my eyes. Because if it had been Biden that was assassinated attempt on him, and he survived, I'd still feel the same way regardless, because that's a miracle. And to me, that's the grace of God protecting someone that he's not ready to welcome home, in my opinion. And we can disagree. I see your face, but that's just...
I just have a completely different slant, but it's not. I'm listening. Yeah, and mine is.
You're like, damn it, he missed.
No, not at all.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
And also too, there's something to be said about our significant age difference. You know, I mean, you're
not much older than me.
Oh, I absolutely.
45?
I am. I'm not going to tell you, but I mean,
you can tell me off camera.
I will. Yeah, it's a tiny bit older than that.
No.
So yeah, thank you though. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I work at a very large SEC institution in the state of Oklahoma.
Southeastern Conference.
The one that's recently, gone over to the SEC.
Oh, okay. I know what she's talking about, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. And so being around that particular energy, I think, for as many years as I've been at that institution, keeps my spirit quite young. And then my mom gave me really good skin. So, and I took care of it. So, and I
love the tattoos too.
Thank you. These are family. Well, okay, they're not family tattoos.
That gives me hope because I'm looking at your arms. You're not wrinkly. You're not old.
I'm saggy, but I'm not necessarily wrinkly.
You're not saggy either. Like, those tattoos still look clean.
Well, thank you. They're not
because
very old.
Have you ever seen the post when you're old, your tattoos are gonna look all wrinkly and fucked up?
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
No.
Look at her tattoos. They're beautiful.
Thank you. Well, and here's the catch. I didn't actually get them until I was older because I really know I was in my 40s when I got them. So
bitch.
I've already given you a hint of I said in my 40s. And so
So only a few years ago, guys.
Only a few years ago. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes before we started. I turned right over right before we started this interview. So so on this arm, my very very first tattoo is a Y and an ampersand and an S, and the ampersand also looks like an E, and that is for yes and, which is basically the beginning impetus of improv.
If we're showing tattoos,
we're gonna go. So yes,
they're
only on my arm and my leg.
I mean they're only on my arm too, but I can't roll this up.
Oh, okay. So okay, well you're doing that. I'll finish the tour, and so then this particular one with the heart and in the sun this is my mother's memorial tattoo when she died.
All undressed for her.
I know this. I didn't even ask for this. We haven't even fully covered one topic except.
She's a cougar, guys.
I am totally G-I-double-G-er. Okay. Yeah. So this is my.
She's got me doing things, guys.
I know. I'm such an influence. That's me.
Sorry for interrupting. Keep going.
No. This is my mom's tattoo. It was it's a heart in the sun because she used to always sing "You Are My Sunshine" to me. So that's that.
Oh, I see the.
Yeah. So it's like a ruby.
It's a rose. Well, I took it as a rose.
Yeah, you could see that. Yeah,
I saw the rose.
Almost like
so I didn't see the. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Also, when I first saw it, because I didn't see the center, that was a sublime.
It does it does give sublime. Thank you, and I'll never unsee that. No, I'm teasing.
Sorry.
I saw that before you said that. Yeah, and then this one these are both family tats as well. This is all my girl cousins one day.
That's
all
awesome.
Got the same tattoo.
It's the 46.
So the 46 is my mother's birthday, and so all of my girl cousins, we have an infinity sign. C is for the last name, Carrizales. 46 is for our Carrizales family member.
Is
their
that the
year birth. They were born.
Okay.
So I have 46. My other three cousins have 49, and then another one has like 52.
My mom was born 9 years later.
9 years later,
53.
Yeah. 53. Okay, yeah. So yeah, my uncle was born right at that time. So we got those, and then this is my memorial tattoo to my tia, who like 3 days.
Tia is a grandmother.
It's an aunt. So my
okay.
aunt, my tia
grandmother is abuelita.
Or abuela is grandmother.
Now, hold on. Why is abuela?
Mm-hmm.
The A is for female. A lay low would be grandfather, right?
Right. So yeah, so that's how masculine and feminine vowels work. So if it's the O and the A. So
I learned a little Spanish. I got through Spanish 1 with a C.
That's you know what? As long as you remember
and
as, you know.
I'm engaged to a Latin woman.
You are engaged to a Latin woman. Congratulations.
Yes, I have 2 kids with a Latin woman.
Good for you. Well done. You know, way to marry up.
Open your eyes. I'm not totally racist.
I'm just teasing.
No, I get it.
Yeah, so
I can come off a bit like even my fiance says you're a little bit racist. I'm like, listen, I'm not. It's not. I don't think it's racism. It's more I hate the governments. Like, so I speak out against Israel, but I also speak out against Palestine as well because I hate both governments. The Palestinians voted for Hamas to be the government in their region. I don't like that. I support the Palestinians at the same time, but I don't like their decision that they chose those leaders. I do not hate every Jew in the world, but I do not agree with the Jewish government. I do not like the U.S. government on what it's done entirely, but I do not hate every American. You know what? Like, I'm trying to...
But do you feel like sometimes if you're trying to be so Switzerland, you can choose no side at all? And that's
a good question.
There's a paradox of tolerance at some point where we go, at what point we can only stay so neutral for so long for what we believe in, right? And yes, you and I are on radically different political points.
But we can sit down without killing each other.
Right, we can.
And still have a conversation, whether it's political or even comics.
Right.
You know, and I don't mean to keep dragging the whole political stuff. It's just, I am highly affected by what happened yesterday, and I apologize.
And this is very fresh because it was literally, you know. And also, too, I mean, on the flip side, it's also happened on a college campus. I go every day to a college campus and I walk around. So it feels unsafe on multiple levels.
Let me say this, and I pray to God. I don't think you're that type of person. I really don't. And I can cut this. You weren't one of the people that were like, yay, when he was...
Not at all. I would not...
Did you see the Sand Springs middle school teacher that was like, he deserved it? Apparently, he's on leave now. I called the school this morning and said, hey, you have an issue. And it's not that I would usually call like that. I wouldn't. I don't generally call, but he said something so disgusting about what happened yesterday that I just... And the school said, you're not the first phone call.
Right.
So it's just... I don't think anyone should cheer for anyone's death, whether they are a good person or a bad person in your opinion, period. I don't wish, in my opinion, I didn't like Joe Biden, okay? But I didn't wish him death. I didn't like Kamala when she was racing against Trump, but I didn't wish her death. I don't wish anyone any type of death. I don't wish you death. I don't wish anyone, you know, I just, let's live in peace and harmony and allow us to have those views, you know, like you and I, like you said, we're politically opposite, but we're here, we're sitting down, we're talking. And I think that's important.
You're doing a lot more of the talking though.
You're correct.
Okay. So I'm just saying talking. Like, yeah. So here's the catch. What people fail to understand, especially with people with American idealism, and I'm a military spouse. Well, he's gonna be my ex-husband, but and that's life, and that's what life does, right? But I was very proud to go over and be a military spouse. I was proud when he said, you know what, I feel called to walk onto a team that's gonna go to Haiti after the earthquake, and I'm like, that's what I signed up for, right? My issue right now is that I feel like my patriotism has been stripped from me by men carrying flags with red hats. I have sung the national anthem more times than most pop stars have at openings, right? I've sung it, and I've sung it for military men and women. And so I feel like I have sung it for the most appreciative of audiences. And the men and women in the uniform that serve will also sit and say and stand and tell you this isn't why they serve, right? It's not so that someone can hold dominion over people, right? But going back to that, it's easy for us to separate, to push away, to say you, right? Let's say that this had happened, because I know a person who got fired, right, for making a very stupid and ill-timed post. And it wasn't even celebratory. It was much more about holding a mirror up to the hypocrisy that is rage on both sides, right? When when anger comes up because we've been done wrong, but we're not willing to look it in the face, and from the other side as well. And so,
if you mentioned that, we're an emotional creature. So regardless, with this social media, with this able to contact everyone, we are so emotional that we will just say what we exactly.
Right. And so it becomes easier and easier and easier to call and take someone's livelihood away for what was a moment of reactive anger, right? And so that is now how we deal. We deal in schoolyard bullying. We deal in absolutes, right? Black or white. You're either for me or you're against me, or you're either for what I believe or you're against what I believe. And you're not just against what I believe because we have a bitter disagreement. You're against who I am as the core person. That's how that separation works, right?
Right.
If I hadn't come tonight and sat on the couch with you and I just seen a meme that you put up, which I've seen on Facebook.
I'm sure.
Right? And just gone and rolled my eyes and been like that and not engaged. Because,
and I've done the same to your posts as well.
Right, exactly. It's like, whatever. I'm not going to,
It might not have been you, but I'm sure I've left laughing emojis on people's posts.
Yeah.
It's just how I respond. I'm not going to, so sorry for interrupting. It's better for me to leave a laughing emoji on your post than me commenting, because I will be an ugly, nasty person, and I don't think people deserve that.
Right.
And I don't want to be a nasty, ugly person. And that's where my fiance has taught me. She is much more centered than I am.
That's good.
And it's because she has a lot more friends than me, if that makes any sense. And
it does. It makes. I mean, she's a woman. It makes all the sense in the world.
I don't have as many friends as I should.
Again, she's a woman.
And yeah. Okay.
But I mean,
no. Yeah, I mean, I think men, on that subject, I think men, once we have kids, we make our circle super smaller than women, because our circle becomes our kids. And we're not trying to neglect our wives or our spouses, baby mamas, whatever, if you're in the relationship with them, which I am. It's just that we become focused on that next generation as men. And I feel like females, they're not necessarily not focused on the next generation. I'm not saying that. It's just they still want that focus from the man in the relationship as well. Like, that's what I'm getting from my fiance is I spend so much time with my son. I love my son, and I don't live with them right now. I'm trying to move down and everything from Stillwater. So right now it's weekends and everything. So every time I see my son, inseparable. And she's jealous about it, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not here all the time. I need to be. And when I am, I'm sure it will even out, And I mean, she tells me I spoil him. I'm like, yes, of course I spoil him, because I'm not there 24/7. If I was there 24/7, it's not like that. You know what I mean? It's complicated right now. Eventually, when I move down there, I got to turn in 2 weeks, all that kind of stuff.
Sure. Well, there's a whole, moving your life is a big thing, right?
I get it. It's in state still, but it's like
still moving your life. It's still packing up a house. It's still going down the road. It's still finding a new job. There's still, if I was moving from Edmond to Norman and I wanted to make that change, it'd still be a big change, right? Yeah. And right now there is an epidemic of male loneliness. Men are withdrawing from each other, from their wives. And I will tell you this, and I will push back on this, because I'm not, even though I have not had a child, but I have had a marriage.
Yeah.
And I've had a failed marriage. And I will say that, yes, you love your son. You should love your daughter with the same ferocity. The fact that that was a lopsided.
She hates me.
She doesn't hate you. She doesn't hate you. She's
Every time
a
I
baby.
hold her, she screams.
She's a baby.
No,
right?
I know.
But that's the thing is like, so just even in that thing of saying like, I love my son, I love my son, I love my son. You know, if I was your wife, that would be a big thing. If I wasn't hearing, I love my son and my daughter equally, right?
No,
and
you're
you
not
may
wrong.
feel it, but she needs to hear that.
Yeah.
And number two, if she's saying, I need to be the priority sometimes, guess what, my brother? She needs to be the priority sometimes.
Yeah.
Because she's the mother of your children. And she needs to know that you not only have their back, you have her back. And when she can relax and she knows that you care about her, she can provide the love and the nurturing and everything, but she needs to be the recipient of the love, again, that made them. Don't ignore that. And especially not at this point in your relationship, because 5 years from now, when she's saying, I've been asking you to prioritize me and I'm leaving, this really happens. And I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm trying to scare you.
No, yeah. I get what you're saying.
Communication is the number one reason that marriages fall apart.
Yeah.
Well, okay, no.
No, I would actually.
Communication.
No, I actually say I would put communication over finances.
Well, yeah, but like if you can't communicate, you can't even communicate about your finances, right? So
exactly.
You know, I understand, and you wanna be there, and I think it's wonderful. You want to be there for your kids, and you want to be there for that. But the truth is, if she is and also think of it this way.
But isn't our kids the future? Like that's the thing. Like I look at our kids as the future.
What is your future like if you don't have a relationship with their mother?
That's the thing. The future without that's a good question, but at the same time,
Answer the first question first. See,
you're not
answering the question.
Hold on. At the same time, I'm more concerned about their well-being into the future without her or I. That's my biggest thought, because I have been thinking, like, my parents are getting in their age. Like, they're in their 70s, 60s, and they're not going to live forever. And my fiance just lost her dad recently, about a year or two ago. Mm-hmm. So it's still fresh on her brain. And, I mean, it's coming to the back of my mind that what happens when my parents are gone. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, I want my children to be raised not necessarily the way I think, but I want them to be able to ask those questions. I want them to be able to be open-minded. I don't want them to be the conservative route. I'll openly admit, I don't want them to be conservatively rooted. Uh-huh. I want them to be 100% open-minded. And my fiance has even told me, she's like, you do realize your daughter's probably going to be a liberal. And I told her, I was like, took a big deep breath, and I was like, as much as I do not like that, I'm still gonna love her, because it's not because she's my child, but it's because she has that mind to rebel and to ask questions. That is my biggest thing. I want my kids to ask questions. I want like in grade school, when they're in school and they ask the teacher why, and they get in trouble for it, I'm gonna go up to school and be like, why? I'm gonna back them. That's just how I am, because they want to learn. Why? That's not a horrible question. Like if the teacher is like, World War II was so horrible, and then moves on, why? Why was it so horrible?
Well, I mean,
that's just an example. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no. I mean, teaching children the joy of learning is a gift that will manifest and double and triple. What I'm saying is that right now, my concern would be the
relationship with my fiance.
Right. No, but then also too, this you're talking about a baby being a liberal. Like how
No, I get it. I get. No, I'm not.
But that's what I'm saying is like, what about why are we, goes back to those tribal politics, right? Instead of thinking my daughter is going to grow up to be a confident, strong, intellectual, verbal woman.
Shouldn't she be a confident, verbal woman.
Right, but you didn't use any of those. You didn't
Correct.
use any of those. You immediately went to, she's probably going to be a liberal. I'm not going to like that.
But
instead of saying, she might be a liberal, but as long as she's a confident, well-spoken, educated, articulate young woman, I'm going to be okay with that because she is my daughter.
Educated nowadays? It's not college education, in my opinion.
Well, and that's...
And that, I mean, I'm
an academic advisor. Yeah, I sit across from young people, people of all ages, and I talk to them about their hope and
people
dreams.
like you myself. And I've not to be offensive, the last time I sat across a person like you, an advisor like you, I told them college is a joke. And they laughed in my face and said, college is the most important thing. And here I am today making a living. I'm not happy with it, but it is what it is, and I'm trying to make a thing out of this comedy, out of this podcast itself. And I don't think I would learn this in college, in my opinion. The only regret I have about college is there is the broadcasting for me and journalism part of things, which I would love to learn. Don't get me wrong. But the part I don't like is the bullshit part where you go through high school again. The first 2 years of college, you're fucking getting repetitive high school learning, like catching, like just to refresh your brain and everything. And then your last 2 years are basically your major, or your last 7 years, whatever your major is, right? That's, I just like, that's why I kind of like tech schools better, because tech schools directly go into that line of work. I'm not shaming your work or shaming any university or anything. It's just as an advisor yourself, I'm curious, as a person like me that wants to go back to college but doesn't want to go through the bullshit of the high school academics to get to that third year where you get to actually major. Well, second to third year. I guess your sophomore year, you're supposed to commit to a major, give or take.
Depends, yeah.
That's what I've always grown up with. Like, by your sophomore year, you're supposed to have your major. Maybe it's aged out. I don't know how it is.
It depends
anymore.
It really does depend on the major. It's going to depend on what it is
you're still in the profession. I'm not in college.
Right. No, and that's what I'm saying.
So that's why
I'm telling you that my professional experience is saying that it depends on the major. So if you're going to be an engineering major, you're probably going to starting that core coursework at that freshman level. But if you're going to do something that's much more broad, let's say, then you probably will be stacking your general education and those preliminary courses in your first 2 years and then focusing on something else, right? On your major specific classes. Let me tell you right now, this college, I work at an institution, but
I'm not trying to shame institutions or anything. I'm just, as an advisor, like, what's the, I'm sorry for cutting you off. I apologize. What's the purpose of general education when we already went through general education 1st through 12th? Like, what was that purpose?
Okay, the reason I'm laughing is I'm actually a trainer on the campus, and I train academic advisors.
I don't think you're laughing at me.
I'm not.
I think you're laughing at the idea. Like,
I've literally had this same general education conversation. This is going to be my 4th time today talking about it. It's so funny because this just happened to be the topic that I was teaching.
I'm genuinely curious.
Everything. So, okay. So here's the catch. Post-secondary education, as we know it, so academia, you may know that, college, universities, that was created by a social elite class.
Okay.
So it was created to produce higher thinkers. They studied the philosophers, Socrates, Plato, right? And this would have been all of the social elites. So we're talking like your
Harvard.
Your Thomas Jeffersons, your Alexander Hamiltons, rich white elite men. That is what academia was for its first 100, 200 years of existence, right?
Well, we're only 249 years.
Well, yeah, but it started even before we were an actual country. We had institutions.
During English rule.
Yeah, before the Revolutionary War, we were already, Columbia and things like those. Those places existed, right?
Columbia is the oldest university.
I don't know necessarily the history of that.
It's either Columbia or Harvard.
Right. So, but those northeastern, northeastern
sorry for interrupting. Continue. My bad.
So, So our general education foundational classes, right?
Yes,
they
ma'am.
change from state to state to state. So the the State Board of Regents sets forth like all of these rules, and they say
Slipped.
anybody, but there's different regions.
I got you.
So the State Board of Regents will say, okay, every person who has an associate's degree in anything or bachelor's degree will have completed at least this litany of classes, of which 6 hours of English, 3 hours of history, 3 hours of American federal government, social sciences, humanities coursework, math, those kinds of things. And that is because the goal of academia back in the day was to make you a well-rounded person so that you could sit in polite company and talk about multiple different kinds of conversation, right? So that's how it started. It has become, through the years, a more transactional commodity, right? So we've gone from this piece of paper, this diploma being a greater good, to it being transactional. I am paying you X amount of dollars.
Just extra money to repeat.
But it's not. It shows a lot more things than what you're seeing. You are seeing, I'm paying this, and I'm taking this class, and I've done this, right? A degree
This is my experience as a college student.
Right.
So
it's not for everyone. It's absolutely not. And I've sat across from students and said, maybe this isn't for you right now. I'm a believer that everybody should have access and the ability to go, but it doesn't mean it's for everyone.
I love how you said it's not for everybody now, or it's not for you right now.
Right.
My advisor said, this is 100% not for you. You should just drop the fuck out. Those were their exact words. They were like, and I was making B's and C's, okay? The only course I was making a C in was my history or political course. And I hate to say it, the professor that was teaching the course was far, even more far than you in my opinion. In my opinion, okay. And very far left. Because even if I spoke about the Founding Fathers, she graded it as a D or F. And I'm like, this is history that I learned in school, and you're telling me I'm wrong?
I don't know your class situation.
This was Northern Oklahoma College, NOC, and this was 10 years ago. Right. So I'm not, but it's just like, that amazed me, and I don't think she's teaching anymore, to be honest. But it just amazed me that I even asked, it was a class of about 22 students, and we all had studies together, and I asked all the students, I was like, hey, what are your guys' grades? Because I was averaging a F to D, back and forth to F and D because of my papers and everything. I was fucking bringing back in, and they're like, we're averaging A's and B's. I was like, what are your papers looking like? And they're like, well, we just listen to the professor and we just follow her instructions. It's like, but it's not right. Like, she's not teaching it correct. Like, this is just from my high school knowledge, you know? Like, I was a freshman. It was just new to me, and I was just like, this isn't what I learned in she wasn't teaching it correctly at all, in my opinion.
Well, but that doesn't mean that she wasn't teaching you the truth.
I don't.
You don't have to like the truth.
She was eventually fired.
Do you
afterwards.
know that?
Yes,
you
I do.
absolutely know that.
She was
and
let
was
go.
it a situation where she was let go for teaching falsehoods, or was she?
I don't know if it was teaching
else,
for
right?
falsehoods. You're correct. Yeah,
right.
You're right.
So that's the thing. It's like this whole like, oh, the elite.
She wasn't teaching it right.
That's the thing. But that's an opinion. That's your opinion that you're stating as fact, and that is the issue.
I don't think it was an opinion.
It is, though. It is absolutely opinion. She wasn't teaching it right. What is right? Whose definition? Who's the one who holds what is right?
Was Oklahoma academics was still under Mary Fallon, which was far left.
Well,
not far left, but still leaning leftwards, in my opinion.
A slant can be. Have you ever heard of something called?
I love this. I love it. Let's get into it.
Cognitive bias.
I love you, by the way.
Cognitive. Because I'm not. I don't back down. It's not a thing.
Absolutely. So say that again.
Cognitive bias. Okay. So if you are looking to be wronged in a situation,
I was actually open to it.
Well, that's the thing but if you're looking for something to be wrong in a situation, you will absolutely 110% find it. So if you are looking at something being wrong, something not being taught correctly, or not, you have an opinion about it, then absolutely that is what you're going to see. The other day I was eating lunch at the cafeteria on campus, and I overheard two freshmen talking, and one was in a poli-sci class, and that generally means American federal government. So that's everybody has to take it across the board, because you should know about how the American government works. Whether or not you like the people in power, you need to understand civics.
It's three different branches, all that.
Exactly. You should understand how it functions.
Absolutely.
And so there's.
I mean, that's what our country was built on.
Right, but the
whether you're liberal or Republican, that's just what our country was built on, with three. Sorry. I'm sorry. No. You sound annoyed.
No, it's just I can never get a full sentence out.
I know that I'm trying to learn.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay.
You're the first person that's actually mentioned that. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So the now I've lost my train of thought. And also too, bachata is playing in the background, so it's all like woohoo. But
you were talking about how that the university, the
opinion and
opinions,
right. So I have students who sit across all the time from me and say things like, well, they shouldn't be allowed to teach because they're not from this country. If we didn't allow our instructors to come from all over the world, the amount of information that we would be allowed to have would be so siloed. And you can't grow in a silo. You can't. Silos are built to contain things.
I agree with that.
They are built to contain things that help other things grow. But you do not grow in a silo. You can only grow in the ground.
Now, can you agree that Nazis were professors in Alabama, though?
That Nazis were professors in Alabama?
Did you not know that? There was a Nazi program at the University of Tuskegee that was for NASA to build space rockets. Did you not know that?
No.
Tuskegee, Alabama is the highest population of German population in the United States, because we took, during Operation Paperclip, I don't know if you're familiar.
I've heard of something like that. I just haven't done a deep dive on this particular subject.
I apologize.
No, it's okay.
Operation Paperclip was the mission to collect every German scientist that we could get before the Soviets could get them.
That's fair.
It was a race between the Soviets and us.
Well, we understood our frenemies.
Exactly. So we collected every German we could, transplanted them into Tuskegee, Alabama, where they did scientific, continued with their German experiments, basically.
Like Tuskegee Airmen? Mm-hmm.
That, and also they discovered NASA.
Not Tuskegee Airmen, that was the wrong
No,
but
I get what you were saying. Not Tuskegee Airmen, but the Tuskegee experiment.
Yeah, exactly.
All that, spraying chemicals across, yes. Or even injecting, not necessarily spraying, but injecting
doing
with
really
chlamydia.
horrible things.
Yes, exactly. But they also invented the space rocket as well. Supposedly we beat Russia to the moon. I'm still optimistic. I would like to see a redone. I as much as we disagree, I think we agree a lot too.
I'm sure there are things like moral code.
Like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm a constitutionalist more than a conservative. The reason I became a constitutionalist, as silly as it sounds, it's Joe Rogan. And
other acolytes,
and it was in a comedy set of his. He was talking about the Constitution and how the founding fathers made the Constitution and everything. And like if the founding fathers were alive today, they'd be like, "You didn't add to anything? You didn't keep adding?" And that's my thing. That's why I'm a constitutionalist at heart. Is this may be sensitive? The Roe versus Wade. It's not constitutional, and I 100% agree with it's not constitutional. But hear me out before. If you want it to be constitutional and amend it to be constitutional, then I agree. I have no issues with it. You know what I mean? Like, as long as in the Constitution. That's just how I am. Maybe it sounds silly, but it's something we should live by, in my opinion. That's what our founding fathers really... The last time we ratified the amendments was in 1992. And that was for a pay raise for Congress.
Well, they'll take care of themselves, first and foremost. So, I guess this is about to be set ablaze. I am not a constitutionalist. And the reason I am not a constitutionalist is there was nothing about me in the writing of the Constitution. I wasn't even considered a human when the writing of the Constitution. Me, as I am a woman I'm an American woman of Mexican descent. Okay. So I'm a woman of color. I would not, if black men were only a percentage, women were nothing at all, right? Okay. And a woman of color, menos, less, right? So, yes, there's true acts of true brilliance. And yes, it was designed to be built upon, but it had the founding fathers, hell, Jefferson owned slaves. Washington owned slaves. You're not wrong. Right? So when I think of this holy Constitution, that Constitution is written dipped in the ink of that is blood saturated with indigenous people who were on the land first. It is dipped on the backs of slavery that built the South, right? We were not part of the conversation when the Constitution was written. And so it's needed a lot of fixing to include a lot of people, and it still needs fixing. It is a work in progress. And that is how we should see it, not as some archaic biblical thing that we need to coast our future into. If we were building our future based on technology of the past, we'd still be standing next to a wall talking and using our finger to do a dial. Instead, we're walking around with high-powered computers in our pocket because we move forward. And people in the Constitution, they want to hold it so tight. Hold it open. Hold it open and allow it to grow and breathe and include more people, because that is how growth happens.
You sound like a constitutionalist. I'm not trying to offend you, but what you just said is exactly what I stand for. I want the Constitution to grow. I want amendments. I want more to it. It shouldn't be at 27.
But most constitutionalists don't. They want it black and white.
You're correct. You're correct. But I'm not the same. And I think that's what sitting down with you and you seeing me for who, instead of seeing DMs and everything, I can do AI Trump. Yeah. Cristela, how would you love to?
Please don't make me vomit in my mouth. Please don't make me vomit in my mouth. It's going to be real ugly. I could handle those, but just doing it in front of me, it's too ick. It's too ick.
Hey, you do improv, right?
I do improv. I do.
What a lovely woman Cristela is. She's a great woman, fantastic woman. So she's one of the ones we'll keep around.
No. Yeah.
You like that one?
No, actually, yeah. See, here's the thing about racist humor is that if you're gonna do racist humor, it's gonna be fucking
Hey, you have
good.
to admit, my racist humor in that message kind of hit, though. It was pretty funny. You're here.
I am here.
So,
I am here.
I mean, if you were 100% offended by that,
I wasn't offended. I'm a recovering alcoholic. That's what I said. I'm a recovering alcoholic. It's going to take a lot more to offend me. But on the flip side, what you asked, I was like, I don't really know he knows what he's asking for. And so I was like, sure, I'll do it.
I love the challenge. I love, but also,
I'm a lot to rope in.
Well, the big thing is I love the open conversation. Mm-hmm. Regardless. That's the thing.
Good deal.
And I mean, being at 9/11, the day after someone had the open conversation that was assassinated, I think we should keep that open conversation. I told my fiance, because she messaged me, she's like, you can pick, do whatever you want to do. Like, be that political voice if you want to be, but just know I don't want to be part of it. And I'm like, if I chose that political voice to pick up the torch after him, it would be in arenas. I'm not going to do open air, first off. But also, I'm not interested in necessarily diving that deep into that field. I want to keep it in the comedy realm. I want to be open to the mind. That's why I've had you on. I've had Democrat candidates on, politicians. I'm open to the idea of hearing you guys out and everything. And I think we've had a great communication. We've obviously disagreed here and there, but
I don't
at the same
that.
time, I'm not going to sit on a roof and wait for you,
Well, no. And
I think that's disgusting.
So there's a great Netflix show. Shout out to John Leguizamo, who's not going to be listening to this, but if he was, love you.
John Leguizamo is Sid.
He's what?
Sid from, isn't he Sid from Ice Age?
Yes, he is Sid from Ice Age. And so I know him from his one-man shows. And in actuality, his work has actually inspired my one-woman show, just in the writing of it, right? Because I started off in acting. I'm an actress and a singer and an improviser, comedian kind of person. But those things came later to my acting and singing. And so, but I had a certain look because I'm 5'1". I was way heavier back in the day, so I've lost in my life, lifetime. I saw your
transformation.
Yeah.
And I was going to make a funny comment. I was like, did you lose weight now?
No.
But then I was like, I'm about to have her on the podcast. I don't want to piss her off. And
the weight loss has been tremendous. I mean, since my top weight, 160, and in the last year, almost 100. So that's a lot of weight.
Can we take a break?
Absolutely.
So I can go pee. I have to pee. Holy cow.
No problem. I'm gonna.
Hello, Mark Trotter. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the HeleyCast. What's up, Billy Freeman?
What's going on, man? How we doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Hello, Marty.
Oh, hey, buddy.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Next, how are you doing? What's your real name? What's your government name? That is my first question. I'm just going to go right off the bat and go. JJ Wood.
What's up? Long-time listener, first-time guest. Really excited to be here.
You all have headphones now? You get
I got
Healy, what year were you born? 97? 96?
95.
See, all right. Technically, you're a 90s baby, but you missed half of it.